little trick I'm learning: hang your cord for your wire wheel, your grinder. You got a lot to do on a big area here, so that this is not hanging over the edge and dragging and catching on your components here. All right, we just finished cutting these out. These are the steel. We have a batch of stainless steel, grade 316s done, and this is the steel ones that we plan on finishing and browning, and then we'll package them up from there. All right, now we're going to work on the back here, and there's just very little tiny bit of dross on the back side. We're perfecting the 12 gauge cut. Pretty darn close. Every once in a while there might be just a little bit of a piece that I see a little bit right there on that one, but it's all pretty good. But we take the wire wheel and we go on over it and we kind of clean this all up, and by leaving the little tab in here that holds them in place, it's only a little less than 100,000ths width on that little tab, and it breaks right off, but it holds them in place, and then we can work this right onto the table. Once we found out that we can work these things if they're held in place, gave us the idea of going ahead and creating the cutouts so that we can place them in there and do the finishing, or the surface finishing, or surface adjusting we call it, and giving it to the finish before we send it into the engraver. All right. This wire wheel is about a 20,000ths wire knot brush, and it does real good without giving it any major scratches that can't be taken out with our Scotch-Brite that we use there to create the finish. But it really does grab a hold of the stuff and really clean it off of that surface, so that that wheel there does not get tore up. Okay, so we hit this, we'll finish cleaning up this, and we'll take you on to the next step. Okay, we also have 2 half sheets of scrapers that were breaking loose from the cutouts, and we'll throw them in the box. We're just trying to really get set up here, because we have 2 brand new sheets coming in. We have some cutouts that we got to create, so we got to keep projects moving so we have our workspace area. These are all fairly simple with minimum effort, and they've already been cleaned on both sides. And we throw them in a box, and then from here we take them and we sort them into the trays that let us go through the shop in the order we need to go. Alright, and it doesn't really matter which way you push them. The cutout lets you go both ways. These are a little bit bigger, and they're actually a little bigger target. Okay, and we filled this box up with this. We need to get another one. What we're doing is we're going to shape out this outside edge all around the opener, up here, over here, and down here, and get rid of that little tang that it was hanging onto, and then it's a clean cutout. Nothing really else needs to be done to this unless there is an extra sharp or a little dross or something like that on there, and then we can just take a flapper wheel and we just kind of like kiss that off. Alright. Brand new fresh belt on here, so it's really cutting fast. Nice and clean all the way around. And we walk over here and we just test fit this into our jig and make sure that it fits down in there, and it's kind of like a no-go gauge, both sides. We put 2 little finger grooves in the outside here so that we can pull them out when we want. And this one, this jig here for finishing is a little different than our one for our T-slots, because we can just do that in one pass, flip it one pass, and we actually have to put this in another cutout because of the right and left-handed shape to it. Once we fit that, we start a pile over here, and then we stack them up in tins, and we just do that until we're comfortable of having enough into that level of finish. We've cleaned up our nose piece here, and we're going to set them in the jig, and we're going to do the finish. And we put them in this one here first, and this actually finishes off the back side. This is the front side, and that's the back side. Alright, and the back side we finish off first because it does have the tendency of having a little dross or whatever, and we want that clean to go down in on this side here. And we use this side of our wheel to come across here, and then we use that side of the wheel and we come across there. And that's so that after we bend these, if we have any mar, coloration or whatever, especially on the stainless ones, we can come in and touch that up and have the arc going in the right direction. If we did that and then come over here and then hit that, we would be or hit it this way here, we'd be putting that arc in the wrong direction. So we run the sweep from the opener off the tail end of the opener. If there's any lines like the scratches that came across that other one and this one here, we work those out, and then we come for the whole finish. Now this is a preliminary finish. This is the finish that we want to make sure that we have at least all the major scars and everything else out of them, and then they're ready to go in to be engraved. And then once after they're engraved, they will come back here to have any adjustments done to them, and if there's any sharp edges on them or whatever, we address those before they come back in here. And they just get a really light touch so that it just takes the roughness off the top of the engraving and dresses off any other little scratches along the way, whether we dropped it on the floor or the little toe clamps that hold it into the engraver, put a little mark on them. It cleans them up 100% before they're ready to go in and get bent and then shaped. And we're going to be doing that next. Okay, after our engraving is done, we bring them into the Bridgeport here. We take a transfer punch and we're just kind of holding that radius right in there, kind of eyeballing that in there, and we put a center punch mark where we want to drill for the little spiral rings that we put on there, so that you have a way to anchor it down, put it on your keychain, whatever you want, And we randomly do this by hand, freehand, instead of putting them like in a jig and just drilling down through here, just in case we have to modify it, because there might be a little difference in the cutout, or the engraving might might be just a little off position. And it's not really a hard task at all. Just eyeball it directly down. We got this block set up. It's really nice to drill right into a block. And we keep the brush here so that we can brush the chips away from underneath it, so it doesn't create a scratch or whatever on the other side. A little drop of cutting fluid. It's needed on these stainless ones. Just keep down the gumminess. We started out drilling these a little bit larger, and then we shrunk the drill size, and we go in for a countersink, which kind of like tapers the hole a little better, and the ring actually fits a little bit better in it, and we don't have any, or we have less mishaps with the material around our hole. Okay, we're gonna break both sides of that hole so that we're more comfortable on our spiral ring that's going to fit in there. And we got to get a brush here. We try not to let chips build up on here. Alright, we're just going to be breaking the edge slightly. That spiral ring that will hold the tie down or the set of keys or whatever you're going to want to put on here. That's plenty, so it's not going to get bound up, and it'll be nice and free. This is where the scientific portion of creating a bottle opener, and that's getting the right curve on the end here. And we got to go ahead and darken up our line here, because that's what we bend these to. And we just take our vise and we put the inside right flush level with the top of the vise, and then we just push it like that, and then if we have to, just lift it up just a little bit, and that's the bend. We've done some adjusting on our line from the very first time that we set this all up, and if you're just a tiny bit ahead or behind, it's not noticeable in the actual bend or the stackable parts there. And we know that we want at least that amount. The steel ones, I mean, you can push them over super easy. These stainless steel bottle openers, they're pretty stout. You get 90 to your vise here, and you can pretty well, after you do 20-30 of them, you can eyeball straight down to that line pretty much, and you got it right in there. Alright, now the last step is to go over to the vise. Okay, I just want to get my air tool set up. I got my 90 little JP sanding disc set up. Now, I couldn't do that again if I tried. This is a 60 grit Rolex. It fits on here, and I go in and I take it against the grinder, and I spin it to where this outside diameter comes right in close to the rubber, so that I have a firm push. Okay, I've tried the full size one on here, and they eventually start flexing a little bit on here, and I'm trying to get a pinpoint area right in there. All right, So what I do is I just got a rag in here so that I don't mar it. I get it set there, and if I have to, I can put my hand here to guide it, and I just come in, and this angle here is just pretty average. I want to try to keep from hitting anything except for that very center, and I just want to give that a point in that direction. And these things eat them down pretty quick, even on this stainless. It doesn't take long. Okay, when I think I've got a perfect grind on there, I take my commemorative 1978 bottle of Dr. Pepper from San Diego, and I check the fit on the top. And if I'm in there, and that's it, you got to get underneath, over that glass, down into that groove right there, and that's it. So a combination of that bend and the catch, it's got to fit right in there. Then I know I have a finished product, and there's one ready to go in the other room. Touch up that color if we want to, add a ring, and it's ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and I'm bringing you in for this special announcement. I'm going to be retiring my 4-Jaw King belt. I'm going to retire from being the champion. I'm going to be holding this belt until hell freezes over. That's June 22nd at the Bar Z Summer Bash. One of my goals is to bring this belt back to the bash and put it up for grabs. Anybody wanting to get in on the excitement, you can sign up for the 4-Jaw competition, and the main event at the end will be the SmackDown event, and that's where the belt's going to be up for grabs. Okay, let me pull this off of here. I got it all shined up, ready to go. And the word is both Adam and I are going to be there at the Summer Bash, and we're going to be sharing in the fun. Now I have a second goal that's already being helped by a sponsor. Shars is going to be sponsoring the 4-Jaw competition at the Bar Z Summer Bash, and they've already pledged $1,000. And Stan is also going to be pledging in X amount per entry or registered participant of the bash. So there's going to be roughly another $600. And I have a t-shirt campaign going on. I have stickers for the bash. And I'm also making new bottle openers. Now, one of my protege, Bruce Whitman, down under, he makes some nice gadgets like this one right here. Alright, he got his name on both of them. Nice tool. Stays in your toolbox until you need it, which is every once in a while. And he always tries to incorporate a bottle opener in it. Well, this sits in the toolbox and you forget about it, and after work and you want to pop one, you're not thinking about this tool where it's at. And also, if you brought this out, are you going to let this hang out with all your buddies popping beers? Might disappear, right? Alright, well, I come up with a serious bottle opener, and I just got a new batch there ready for the key rings. And when we ship these, we ship them with the key ring set aside so it fits in the package a little better. But it can be put on a leash. It could hold your keys. Now, Bruce does have tools with bottle openers that you might use. And I have the tool that will always be ready hanging on your keys, hanging on the wall, tied to the cooler. Yes, I make two alloys in this bottle opener. 316 stainless steel and a browned 12 gauge cold roll browned finish indoor bottle opener. Both of them are exactly the same design, the same engraving. On the front I have my brand new logo, and on the back I come up with a design for the Bar Z Summer Bash with a nice little she-devil in there. Looks really nice. Now you say, okay, well, what else can it do? Because it's just a bottle opener. But Bruce's tool opens bottles, if you can remember where it's at. Well, let's just say this has multiple uses. Just a couple off the top of the head. Middle of the winter, and you need to drive down to the Packy, get yourself some more suds. The windshield's iced out. You can take this, turn it over, and you can scrape yourself a little 2x4 window, and then you can drive down to the Packy like you're driving inside a tank. Sure, the officer will understand that. Also, if you wanted to, you could take a small hook and another ring, and there you go. You got yourself your very own stainless steel jig. And you just put it down deep and you'll catch one. Okay? Wouldn't steer you wrong. Thirdly, you got them on your keys. Damn, I'm out of beer. Got to run down to the Packy. So you got to grab your keys. When you grab your keys, you're going to be looking at this. And you're going to go, that just opened that last 12 beers absolutely perfect. And then you realize, maybe I ought to give these keys to somebody else to drive my drunk butt, yeah, butt's the right word, down to the Packy so I can get some more beer. So an anti-OUI tool as well. Alright, all kidding aside, I got a few bottle openers, just about like I did the T-nut slot scrapers, and I'm still doing the T-nut slot scrapers for the Bar Z Summer Bash as well. I'm creating Bar Z Summer Bash summer scrapers, T-nut slot scrapers, for the bash to give out for the bash. The other funds that come in on the side is to help me get there. That's one of my goals, is to get there, right? So I got to take the belt there, and we're going to have a ton of fun. All right, you think you got what it takes. You got the steady hand, you got fast speed, and you think you can dial that 4-jaw in faster than anybody else. We'll see you when hell freezes over. Bar Z Summer Bash, June 22nd. Be there. The Bar Z Summer Bash stickers are a nice little 3x4 sticker, kind of similar to the ones with Adam and I on them, and here's a glimpse of what that looks like. It's the same as the back of the t-shirts, and also the poster that I'm going to have made up, and it'll be at the bash, and that'll be up for grabs also. Details later on that. Just the other day, you know, I got the new shirts, the new swag, and the embroidered pockets now on my work shirts. And of course, I just had this work shirt and my zipper Dickies lined sweatshirts for the family. I had those done. I do have some requests, and I can get those done, but I have to have 6 of them done at a time or whatever. So it's a little bit of a time continuum, but you know, it is possible. A new flag logo stickers. Alright, and these stickers are on the regular swag list. Alright, and buying these stickers will help me get there as well. and they're really sharp, and I'm real happy with them. All right, I'm putting everything into this forge out competition at the Barzy Summer Bash Smackdown event and raising the funds as much as I can. I'm putting the effort that I used to put into the What's in Your Box Toolbox giveaway for this event. All right, you have my new swag, helps me get there, my new flag stickers, and we have the promotionals that are helping build that cash prize pot, my stickers, my bottle openers, and also my swag, new shirts with the same print on the back of the shirt. Actually, I should say garments, because you can go to my storefront tier, which is on my webpage, and you can link on there and you can get t-shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, sweatshirts, tank tops, and baby onesies. Baby onesies. I have little Vinny I got to think about, so I added that in there. But if you happen to have the little ones there, just as well. All right. Now don't forget all the other things that you can do with your bottle openers. In case you're leaving Bruce's stuff in your toolbox. And also too, Bruce might need help coming on over here from down under as well, and you can go on his site. I'm going to put links to my website down below, and also put links to Stan announcement on the registration for the Barzy Summer Bash, When Hell Freezes Over, June 22nd. All right, until next time, get her done.